It's going? Hey everybody, it's Chef Joyce here with FreshStartWithJoyce.com and Boscov's Department Stores, and I'm so excited right now. We have new technology with our camera. We have all these like cool gadgets and stuff, so I'm so excited to be here with you from our Granite Run Mall. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Location here in Pennsylvania. We are still on tour with Facebook Live here for our event today. It's Foodie Friday, and we're so excited that you could be here. Today, I'm going to be featuring my hearty pasta primavera recipe, which is amazing, just in time for spring, and we're going to be featuring the Chef Man air fryer. Now, you might be saying, does she do an air fryer every time? Yes. Yes, I do. But it's awesome because we always show you something new that you can whip up in the air fryer. So last time we did the brio. Today is going to be the Chef Man, which is on sale this weekend only for $59.99, and someone is going to win, right? An air fryer. We have Amy in the background. We have Lena in the background.
Hi.
So we are going to be giving away an air fryer to one lucky viewer. So make sure you leave comments, like, love, share. Let everybody know that we're giving away an air fryer today. We also have the Healthy Living cookware set, which has the enamel, not the Teflon material. So it's non-stick and it's also healthier for you to cook with less oil, okay? So you might see people walking through, and it's cool because what?
We're live.
We're live, absolutely. So I've got some water boiling here, guys. We have some dried pasta that we have fresh here. So we're using our Healthy Living boiling pot. We're gonna let that get nice and hot. It's just water. They don't need to see water. We have some fresh ingredients here. We're gonna do some asparagus for the spring. We have some lemons, some onions, some fresh basil. Now here's a tip. If you're going to cook a pasta dish, please, I beg of you, do not get the dried basil in the container. Go to your grocery store or your farmer's market and get fresh. I wish you could smell this. It's amazing. Does this smell good, Lena?
I can smell it from here.
Like, it's amazing. It's all important. Like, with your dishes, it's not just about it tasting good. You need to get some aromatic, scents that you can smell. It adds to the enjoyment of the food, all right? The whole experience. So we have some shredded carrots, and we also have heirloom tomatoes. Now, if you remember from the last Facebook Live, I let you know I choose different colors for my plate because I like them to be very pretty. Right, Lena?
Yes, of course.
Like pretty food. Pretty food.
Pretty food.
Made with love is delicious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right. And then, guys, if we have enough time, I'm going to make you a mocktail. Dun, dun, dun. I know we always try to get to the mocktail and it never happens, but I'm going to try today. And we're going to make a citrus mocktail with agave nectar. We have some sparkling soda, a lime, an orange. It's going to be delicious. We're going to make garlic knots today to go with our pasta primavera stuffed with some cheese. Now you can do vegan or you can do regular cheese. It's up to you. But we're going to get started with our cooking. So we're going to warm up our Chef Man air fryer. And guys, I'm going to put this at about 360 degrees and preheat this, okay? And we're only going to put them in here for about 10 minutes, but we may do about 12 minutes here because we want the cheese to cook well. We want that dough to get cooked, so it's going to get nice and crispy on the outside, okay? We're going to chop down a little bit of garlic once I put my gloves on. How are we doing out there? We have any comments?
We're good. So as you're warming up the air fryer, how long does it take to preheat that guy?
Like about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to jump too quickly to put things in there. What I've come to find out recently is I was always afraid to put all the French fries inside of the air fryer. And so recently, hanging out with my friends, I'm putting French fries inside of the air fryer. And it took forever to get them done. So you want to make sure you don't overcrowd your air fryer. You want to give it enough space so that everything gets nice and crispy. You don't have anything hanging out the bottom that's not cooked all the way. All right? So for all the folks that do onion rings and French fries and chicken nuggets and things like that, make sure the center gets cooked pretty well. Okay? That was a great question. So now we're going to chop down a little bit of garlic. And this garlic is going to go inside of our pan soon when we get ready to do our primavera.
You're getting some extra love over here from J. Maurice E.
Getting some love. I like love. All right. So we're going to chop down our garlic. And we're actually going to take one garlic clove and we're gonna save it to the side. And here's the reason why. That's where we're gonna get the garlic flavor in our garlic knots. And I'm really excited about it. So instead of like sprinkling garlic powder on the knots, we're gonna let them be nice and hot and toasty, and we're just gonna take the garlic and just like scrape it across the knots with the cheese inside. Oh my God, it's gonna be great. So exciting. All right, so we have 2 of these, and then we'll take the rest of the garlic and put it inside of our primavera. All right. So what's your favorite pasta dish? What's your favorite Italian cuisine? Do you do pasta primavera? Have you done it before? Let me know in the comments below. Have you made your own garlic knots? Maybe you have like a garlic bread recipe you'd like to share. Do you guys like pasta primavera? Have you tried it? Yeah?
What exactly does pasta primavera mean?
It means springtime. So
Oh, okay.
primavera is spring, so it's a spring pasta. And you use the whole idea of pasta primavera or any recipe like that. It's seasonal, right? So you want to use seasonal vegetables, which makes for healthier food, more nutrients and things like that, healthier for the body. But then also you know that that food is absolutely fresh. Good question. Thank you for asking, Lena.
I try.
My lovely assistant holding the camera nice and steady. Look at you. We have so many gadgets and gizmos. I don't know. We're taking the Facebook Live up so many notches. It's crazy. And you guys will see, like, as we go along, like more, I'm sure we'll have a whole production, like, thing happening in the background. So
We
yeah.
just need a spotlight for you.
I don't need a spotlight. This is enough.
or some Facebook faces and masks.
Okay, so this is like the 3rd time that Amy wants to put a mask on me, yet Amy doesn't want to get on camera. So I say no until she shows up on camera. That's what I'm saying. And you guys, if you want to see Amy, put love, hearts, lots of hearts. If you want to see Amy on camera, because she will not get on camera. All right. So guys, that is, did you see that? A lot of people ask me about knife skills. Can you get in a little bit close for me, Lena? Here's how a lot of people say, how do you chop, Chef Joyce? You want to take the sharp point of the blade down, hold your hand on the smooth side so you don't hurt yourself, and you just rock. See how that's rocking back and forth? And then you can go faster. That's how you chop down. Nice and fine, okay? Does that make sense? So if you want to do some like fancy chopping, or you want to feel like, you know, hey, I want to chop really fast and like the people on TV, that's how you do it without hurting yourself, because they're like ninja chopping down like onions and stuff, and I'm like,
oh,
I would kill myself.
I can't find chop like that. It's so bad. But now I'm going to try your tips, so thank you.
Yeah, so it's just a rocking motion. So there's a little tip for you. So next, we're going to take our onion and we're going to chop that down as well, getting ready for that hot skillet once we're ready. I'm going to cook the pasta first though.
So if you have questions about the air fryer, which we are getting quite a few coming in,
Yeah.
we'll make sure to answer those questions when we get to the air fryer portion of today.
Absolutely, absolutely. And one person is going to win, so please leave your comments. Tell me how beautiful I am. You might win. No, I'm kidding. It's a joke. Don't do it. I don't want to hear that. Say that you want to see Amy on camera. That's what I want to see in the comments. All right. Okay, so we're going to chop down the onion. And the same thing. So this is primavera. So you want to give this a rough chop. And hi, you're still here with us. How are you?
Fine.
Good. So we're going to get to the air fryer in a little while, probably about 5 minutes from here. All right, you'll get to see it in action. So when we do the onions, it's just a rough chop because it's a hearty primavera. You don't want to go too fine, okay? So you want to give your vegetables, like even when we chop down the tomatoes, we're only going to chop them into a half so that we have that rich flavor. We have a nice bite when we get to go to take a bite of it. So you don't want to do too small. You know, the garlic is one thing, but the onions and the tomatoes and things, we want to leave those kind of chunky. Any comments?
Oh, we're getting lots of comments on how beautiful you are.
Oh, thanks guys. I was kidding, but thank you. That's not going to get you an air fryer.
So I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
So, as a shortcut, some people might use like frozen onions that are already chopped.
Yeah.
How does that compare? Like, is it better to use fresh onion, or is it okay to kind of do a little cheat there with frozen onion?
I wouldn't do frozen, guys. The reason why is because frozen vegetables hold a lot of water content, right? And so when the water eventually like evaporates, when you first put it into the skillet, it's going to take a lot of the flavor out of the vegetable because it's been frozen. So with a pasta primavera, something that doesn't take a long time to cook, and you're using olive oil and salt and pepper and a lot of herbs, you want to use fresh because it's going to hold a lot of that water content inside of the vegetable. A lot of it's not going to come out because we're not cooking it that long. Does that make sense? So fresh versus frozen, you want to go fresh on this, okay? Good question. Keep them coming. Keep the comments coming.
We have people drooling already.
You're drooling? Really?
Drooling already.
I love it. So the other thing is, like with the tomatoes, you want to get cherry tomatoes because they lend really good sauce to the primavera. So you don't have to go out and buy pasta sauce or anything like that. They give just enough liquid and juice in the time frame that we'll be cooking this. So this is going to be kind of al dente for the pasta. We don't want to cook it too long. And then the tomatoes are going to be just a little bit of bite to them. They're not going to be soggy. They're not going to be overly sauteed. They're going to be just right for this, okay?
And what kind of tomatoes are those? Because there's all different colors in there.
Yeah, so these are heirloom tomatoes, which means they come in a variety of colors. So like yellows and oranges and reds. It makes for a really pretty dish, especially for the springtime. When you start to eat outside, maybe when it gets hot. Outside, a little bit warm, you get the longer spring and summer nights. This is a perfect dish to have outside because it's light, but yet hearty and filling and satisfying and full of flavor. So this is perfect for warmer months. So keep this recipe in mind. And you can get it on freshstartwithjoyce.com. Shameless plug. Shameless. All right.
I smell onion.
You smell the onion? So the secret to not crying when you're chopping? Contacts. If you wear contacts, you will not cry.
You know, that is so true because I've always said, now I wear contacts all the time, and I've always said, everyone says that onions make you cry. Like, I've never cried eating an onion, or peeling an onion, or chopping an onion. And then the other day, I had my glasses on, and I could not stand chopping the onion. It was awful.
Like yes. So in the healthy living cookware set, we quickly came to a boil. Here we're going to put our pasta into the pot. And not splash, because that would be devastating. All right, so we're gonna let that cook up. Now the healthy living cookware set is awesome because you don't have to use a lot of oil, and especially when you're boiling things, it doesn't take as long because it gives a nice even heat, all right? Because we're cooking with that enamel. And also the bottom, I'm gonna show you the bottom of this cookware. If you can see this, see like how they have the electric range here. They have this going around, and because of that nice even heat, it's going to come through and cook and spread throughout the pan.
That's awesome. I never knew that that's what that was for on the bottom. I just thought it was decoration.
No, it's so that you have even heat throughout the pan, right? Okay, so this is boiling. We're going to let that boil for about 10 minutes max, okay? Right. If it's angel hair pasta, you can do that also, and you only want to cook that for about 6 minutes. The thinner the pasta, the less time, because we want this to be al dente, okay? Now, I have my veggies ready, except my asparagus. Okay, so who knows the tip about asparagus? Do you know? How do you get it? All right, so you take one, wherever it snaps, that's what you're going to cook. This, you can chuck it or make a broth out of it. All right?
I never
knew
that.
So now that you have one, you can either break them all like that, or you can take the whole bunch based off of this one and then just chop it down. That way you know the whole bunch, that's where you cook it.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That is awesome.
Asparagus is awesome. Okay.
Is it better to break versus slice on asparagus?
Yeah, because you could slice it, but it would be in a soft point.
Okay.
So the best thing to do is to break one. That way you know the whole bunch where it's going to be crisp and tender.
Okay.
Unless you're making something that you want the asparagus not to be crisp, then it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But if you're going for like what we're doing in this dish, you want that crispy part.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So carrots are fine. And then we're gonna take some fresh basil and just break it apart when we're ready to put that into the dish. So this is ready
I know.
to go. Next, it smells good already? All right, thank you. Okay, so we're gonna cheat today. And we have some ready-made dough. Now, if you don't have a lot of time, like so many of us do not have the time, take this ready-made dough. Now you can get gluten-free, you can get organic, you can get vegan, you can get regular old biscuit dough that's in that popper. I made sure I popped it ahead of time today so I wouldn't be all freaked out.
That pop always scares me. You know it's coming, and it's still,
oh my God, like, and like, I just didn't feel like being totally embarrassed today on the Facebook Live. So, we're gonna take a little bit of cheese. Let me toss that. I'm running out of space on my little cutting board here. So we're gonna take the cheese and just cut it down into little like sections. This is super easy, guys. Don't overcomplicate this at all. We're gonna get that nice saltiness from the cheese, that nutty flavor that's gonna complement the pasta very well. All right, we're gonna open this up here.
And so how do you know if you're overcrowding your air fryer? That was a question earlier.
Okay.
Like, how much do you suggest putting in? I mean, obviously it varies on the size of items, but...
Yeah, so you don't want to put like more than like halfway. I found that when I load it up to the top, things don't cook, you know, all the way through. So I would go with a halfway layer, and then that way you know it's not overcrowded.
Okay.
And then kind of toss it in between.
Okay.
Something that I just discovered. All right.
And
Between the
could you
onion
make...
and the garlic.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll smell like garlic knots soon.
Yeah. Garlic is everything. Garlic is life.
It is.
Oh my gosh, like oh, hey pasta. Every dish is better with garlic. Well, every entree, I should say. All right, that's cooking up beautifully. How are we doing with questions? Keep them coming.
Yeah, so we have a few more questions about the air fryer. It seems to be just the hottest question ever because everyone wants to know what exactly
Everybody
it is.
wants to know. How do we do
So,
it?
Quick question is from Liz.
Hey,
Liz
Liz
says, I am not a chef or anywhere close. Will I be able to handle the air fryer?
Girl, listen. The air fryer is so easy. All you do is you find, it even tells you on the top the temperature to use in order to, you know, whatever you want to cook, whether it's meat, whether it's, you know, you want to do a pastry, whether it's French fries, you know, it tells you what you need to do. The other thing is it's very easy to clean. So you just take the basket out, put it in the water, scrub, scrub, done, all right? And then the other thing is like, so I have these little muffin tins. This is a little tip. If you want to bake something like a pastry or something like that in the air fryer, invest in these guys, okay? They don't have to be aluminum. That's just what was available. But just get some cupcake tins and put your pastry inside of there, and it keeps the air fryer clean. All right? Great questions. Keep them coming. And we're just gonna cook these up, and then we're gonna put a little bit of seasoning on top, okay? Just to get a little added extra flavor. So we're gonna take a little bit of sea salt, just a quick swig. All right, we're gonna take a little bit of pepper. You can be neater than what I'm doing. You don't have to like have pepper and salt all over your table or your cooking space. This is just me like doing my chef thing. All right. And then we're gonna do a little bit of oregano and just toss that on top. And then when these come out nice and hot, we'll get that garlic on there. It's gonna be amazing.
Okay, more questions for you about this air fryer.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, this one's complicated, okay? You cook all day.
Yeah.
You come home and you're gonna make something in your air fryer. What would you make?
Really?
Yeah.
Like on the spot, just
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, what's your favorite go-to recipe for your air fryer?
That was going to be my question. Just
Was
from
it?
like my point of
Okay.
wanting to know.
All right. So if I were gonna do something, if you wanted to do like maybe, Yeah, guys, we're just gonna put these garlic knots right inside of here. And again, typically it would take about 10 minutes to cook this, but we wanna make sure that the cheese is melted and the dough is done inside on here. So we're just gonna put these in, and the magic of the air fryer is gonna take place, all right?
Okay, so back to putting you under pressure. What are you gonna make?
Darn it, I thought I got away from it. All right, so I would do a roasted veggie, because that takes like no time at all.
You just knocked another question off the list. Because
Really?
somebody just asked if they could make veggies in the air fryer.
You can totally, so if you wanted to do the asparagus ahead of time with this dish that we're making today, you could totally roast it in the air fryer really quick and then add it to the pasta primavera. So good. Put a little drizzle of olive oil, just a little bit of drizzle, give it a toss, salt and pepper, throw it in the air fryer. It's done in like 6 to 7 minutes. It's so quick. Add it to the dish. It's amazing. Good question.
She's good.
Come back and have some food. It's delicious.
We have a live studio audience today. Woohoo! All right. So, so I would do roasted veggies, and then if you are a vegetarian, I would do, what would I do?
What would you do?
I would do some fried mushrooms. So good. With maybe like a little sauce, a little something something. Maybe like a little garlic olive oil sauce. I love garlic. Drizzled on top. And then like maybe, I think I would stop there with the air fryer and then maybe make like, maybe some rice on the side, or if you like spelberries, cooked like rice. Put that on top of there with that sauce and those roasted veggies. That's a nice springtime dish. I think that would be good. I'm like thinking my way through a recipe right now as I'm like talking to you guys.
And it'll be next week now.
Right, it'll be on. All right, so the pasta's cooking.
And we did have a couple questions about different sizes of air fryers. You know, we've shown a couple different versions of the air fryers.
Yeah.
We had ones that are larger that definitely could feed a family of 8.
Totally.
And then we have ones that are a little bit smaller. So it really kind of depends on what size you need for your home.
Exactly. So the size of the air fryer, how are you?
I'm looking for a waffle maker.
A waffle maker. That way? Cool, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, we're live. So, so the size of your air fryer depends on the size of your family. So a 3-quart air fryer is good for a family of like 2. The 6-quart is good for a family of 4. And if you really wanted to go all out, you could get the Cuisinart air fryer, which is for like a family of 6 or more. So
that was great when you demoed that.
Was that amazing?
Yes.
Like it has the layers inside of the air fryer, just like, it's like a little oven.
I know, it was great.
You can like do all kinds of stuff in there. So pasta's still cooking away. We only have a couple of minutes on there. Then we're going to get started on this. Let me check on our garlic knots and see how they're doing. They're cooking up pretty.
So as you do that, I do have
Take a
more
look.
questions for you, of course.
Okay.
So we can make chicken in the air fryer, obviously.
Yeah.
We love chicken in the air fryer.
Yes.
It's great. So good. Could you do like a chicken parm in the air fryer?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Boscov shoppers.
So,
Would you put it in with a sauce?
Yeah, well,
stop by the Clinique
Please
counter to receive your
One
free
moment.
7-piece gift.
I feel like I
with
need
your
like elevator
$48
music.
Clinique purchase. And why not make it a 9-piece free gift
do-
with your $55 Clinique purchase? And as always, thank you for shopping Boscov.
That's all you get from me. All right, so I would do, you could bread the chicken and then put it into the air fryer. Remember, whenever you're doing a breaded item that goes into the air fryer, right? You want to give it a toss in oil really quickly, right? And then put it in the air fryer. Because if not, it's not going to come out that crispy, crunchy, yummy brown that you want. So just a little bit of oil, okay? Great question.
And so would you put, you'd obviously put the cheese in there too, like to melt it a little bit before?
Yeah, if I were you, I would cut the cutlet,
Okay.
all right? Let it cook a little bit. Just leave that cut there and then put the cheese inside.
Oh, that sounds like
Do you
a good
see what I'm
idea,
saying?
yeah.
Because you want it to cook all the way through, guys, right? And so it's kind of tricky whenever you're cooking with smaller appliances, all right? So we're going to taste one piece of pasta, make sure it's al dente. But I don't want to touch the cookware there. 1 second. And it's slippery and hot and perfect. Oh my God. I love pasta. So good. Without anything on it, I could eat a whole bowl. So good. All right. Do we have the charger? Perfect. We're getting fancy on Facebook Live. Isn't that awesome? All right, but you know what? Let me bring it over here. Did you guys notice what I'm missing today on Facebook Live? See if you can tell. What am I missing? No? No one?
Nothing.
I forgot my apron! I was so upset. I'm like, I feel like I don't have all my stuff. I'm like, so mad at myself. It's back at my house. So I'm gonna have to go get a new Chef Joyce apron today. So how do you guys cook pasta? I learned a new way to cook pasta without boiling it in a big pot of water.
Oh.
You can actually cook it in a skillet with less water, and it comes out perfect for like udon noodle soup.
Oh, okay.
Okay, or
Do you just still do the same thing? Bring the water to a boil and
Bring
throw
it-
the pasta in?
bring it to a boil, like a simmer. Put a little touch of olive oil. It's amazing. Look at that, nice and loose and healthy, right? All right.
You have lots of people commenting that they didn't know you didn't have an apron on because they don't ever wear an apron either.
No?
So, no.
Yeah, it's like when I'm at home, it's just like grab, do whatever. But here, I'm like, I don't feel right unless I'm like, Chef Joyce. It's like putting on a cape, and I'm ready to cook. But it didn't happen today. So yeah, totally missing my apron, but it's all good. All right, you ready to make this topping to be delicious? We're gonna take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. You can use, this is a chef's tablespoon. See that? It's still going. All right, so you can use avocado oil in this, all right, if you wanted to. But the first thing we're gonna do, I know we typically start with our Holy Trinity, right? Peppers, onion, garlic. We're not doing that today. We're starting with asparagus. These guys are tough. It's like trees or bamboo, so you want them to start cooking first, all right? So we're gonna let this oil heat up a little bit, and we're gonna just spread our asparagus into the skillet, all right? And let them get nice and tender here. We're gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper, or as we would say, S&P. All right, a little bit of pepper. And a little bit of oregano, and it's already starting to cook up fast because that's what makes the healthy living set so amazing. That even heat, you can hear it sizzling and popping, that even heat on this skillet set in particular helps things to get warm really, really quickly. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of tension there so that that heat can start to cook the asparagus and get it going, all right? So let that hang out for a second. In the meantime, part of our juice for this is going to come from a fresh lemon. Don't be afraid to use lemon in your pasta dishes. A little trick is actually going to help to keep your pasta separated, right? Aha. So if you drizzle a little bit of olive oil, a little bit of lemon, it'll keep the pasta from sticking all crazy, all right? Lots of tips today. Lots of tips.
We have tips on cleanup. Or questions on cleanup, not
Cleanup?
tips. You need
Okay.
to give us tips on cleanup.
Okay, what
So-
kind of tips? Oh, baby.
So how easy is it to clean the healthy living set? Obviously you've worked with it so much. Easy,
So
wipe
easy.
down. Can you throw it in the dishwasher? Would
Yeah.
you throw it in the dishwasher?
You can put it in the dishwasher, like no problem whatsoever. You can also, sounds great. You can also just take a little bit of soap and water. It rinses so quickly. Look at these garlic knots, guys. Are you serious? What am I making? Like a feast today? I'm, man, hungry. All right. I never know how to cook for like a couple of people. I'm always cooking for like a family of like 8. Like,
Well, we said nobody ate lunch yet, so it's
I know,
perfect.
like we're going for it today. All right, so now is the time to take that garlic that we cut in half and just give it a little brushing across the top, just for a little bit of garlic flavor. And it's almost like as if you were to take like butter and do this. It's just going to give a little bit of garlic flavor to the top. as I'm crushing because it's so crispy from the air fryer. It's like literally like the dough is flaking, which is awesome. All right, just a little bit of garlic flavor on the top. All right, our asparagus is cooking beautifully. It's gorgeous. All right, so next up, we're going to take our finely minced garlic, put it on top of the asparagus here. Yeah, get in close. Get close.
Look at that.
Look at that. Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll take our onion, put that in there as well. And then the last thing to go in, guys, is going to be the tomato, because remember, we're trying to render a little bit of sauce out of there, but we don't want it to overdo, okay? So, put that in nice and fresh.
How long would we cook the asparagus for? I kind of lost track of time. So how long do you usually cook it for?
Yeah, so 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay. Now, next up, we're gonna roll this lemon out because you want to get as much juice from this as possible. Okay. If you have a nice soft lemon, that's awesome. But this one's a little bit hard. Hey, what happened? Did I just roll away?
You did.
A little bit.
That's awesome. Technology, guys. So yes, please leave comments below, ask questions, hit the heart button, hit the like button, no angry button.
What's your favorite spice?
My favorite spice?
Yes, you asked for a question. There's a good one.
Okay. I can't say a favorite spice. I say one that's kind of great for any entree is cayenne pepper. You guys know I love to kick up the heat a little bit. I also love, what do I love?
I know for me personally, my spice cabinet is a mess because I have something that just doesn't work to organize all my spices. So
Okay.
I always feel like some of my spices are always up front. Like they're just the easy grabs. What are your easy grabs that are
My
always up front?
easy grabs are onion powder, garlic, of course, salt and pepper, oregano, paprika for sure. And believe it or not, guys, cumin. I love cumin. It's not just for Indian-inspired dishes and cuisines. You can make that in a number of different dishes, and it makes a nice, if you're trying to go vegetarian or vegan, it helps because it lends like almost like a beefy flavor. So if you were to make your mushrooms and things like that, cumin helps to bring forth those flavors that you would typically get in a beef dish. Just saying. All right. So we're going to give this a quick little toss. This is looking and smelling so good, guys. I hope you make this dish for your family. It's perfect to bring in spring. All right. Look at that. That's gorgeous.
Bright colors.
Is it? That's what I'm talking about.
So springy.
Pretty food. I love pretty food. Okay, and now we're ready for our tomatoes to start lending that sauce. All right, and always remember, whenever you're cooking, hey guys, aww. Whenever you're cooking, layer your flavors. Don't just add it once and then, be done. Don't go crazy with the salt, of course. You don't want to do too much. But layer those flavors. Don't be afraid. All right? So a little bit more oregano, salt and pepper. It's looking so good. It's smelling so good. These garlic knots smell like incredible. Are you losing me, Lena?
No, it's just being difficult.
It's new technology.
It's technology.
And it's Facebook Live.
And we're live.
It's all part of the deal. Yeah,
That's
part of the
right.
experience.
So we're going to chop down our basil. And not my gloves while I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And as you cut the basil, be careful. Don't cut it like so fine that you get all of the essential oils out and then you don't have the flavor and the aroma. You want aroma to come out of the food. So not just pretty colors, not just good flavor. You want to smell it and be like, it's so good. Like it hits your stomach before you even eat. All right? Next up, guys, we're going to take some lemon. You want to make sure that you avoid the seeds. Hey, there I go. Avoid the seeds. Hey, we're live. right, come on in here, Lena. We're gonna squeeze our lemon juice, not the seeds. Get out of there. I gotta get that out of there. So, there we go. So, we're gonna get some lemon juice in here, and that's gonna help us to render that sauce out of those tomatoes. And if you wanted to get fancy, when you serve it up, you could take a slice of the lemon and put that on top of the dish, just to be pretty.
Instagrammable food.
Instagrammable food, we're all about it. All right.
Speaking of Instagram, guys, make sure that you follow us for Foodie Fridays.
Yeah.
On, oh my gosh, we're on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, and now on Pinterest.
And on
too.
Pinterest, you should see the beautiful layout that they do for the recipes for Foodie Friday. On Pinterest, it's amazing. Okay, so next up, guys, we're going to take a little bit of EDOO. We're going to give a drizzle along the pasta, because why not? We're also going to take a little bit of Parmesan cheese. If you have Parmigiano Reggiano, you can do that. This is just your regular Parmesan. It's salty, it's nutty, it lends to the flavor very deliciously. It's going to tie the dish into the garlic knots because we also have the cheese inside of the garlic
Look at that.
knot. Okay, do you see what I'm saying?
I do.
Do you pick up what I'm laying down? All right, so look, you see how I took it off the heat and then I added the basil?
Yeah, why'd you do that?
Because you don't want to use too high heat. It's going to affect the oil that's inside of the basil, all right? So
Look at that deliciousness.
Deliciousness. So you don't want to put the basil on the heat. Take it off of the heat and just let the heat from the actual vegetables or the dish that you're making to kind of wilt the basil a little bit, but so that it won't affect, because you don't want it to go rancid. If you've heard me say that before, you don't want it to get bitter. All right? We want it to stay nice and sweet. Basil should be sweet and aromatic.
And delicious.
And delicious. All right, so we're going to plate this now. Oh my God. Lord have mercy.
Isn't that just the perfect springtime dish? Even though we're dealing with some cold temperatures, this is exactly what we need.
She's like, oh my God. That's
I've been smelling garlic.
Well, there you go.
I love
that is
garlic.
the reaction that every chef wants to hear. Oh my God. I live for that reaction, people.
And this
All
was so easy to make. I mean,
So easy.
we've
That
been
took like
we've been on live now for 38 minutes, and
Right.
I mean, it's
And,
under 30 minutes that
like,
we've been doing
what?
this one.
the perfect after work, after school, whatever.
Right? Like whatever you want to do. And again, if you wanted to do something like pretty and put like a couple of lemon slices on top,
That
you could
looks
do
awesome.
that.
Look at that.
How beautiful.
Art.
What? I love gorgeous food. Okay.
Yes, so do I.
So she's like, and I'm staying to eat. All right. So before you take a bite, I gotta take a bite, but I need a fork. Hang on, guys. We're live. Is Facebook live? Hold your horses. Guys, did you see my forks anywhere? Hey, so I'm digging through things for forks. Here we go. Good. Yeah.
Look at how delicious this is.
Yeah.
And these garlic knots.
Mm-hmm.
Can't you just see this being the perfect meal
Okay.
for basically any time? It just took so little time to be so good looking and
I know.
delicious.
I know I have no excuses anymore to like.
I know.
fry
How
my
about
own
it?
food.
And it's all because of the air fryer.
Right.
And
And
just boiling up a little water and making some pasta.
so I don't have a fork. I don't know where my fork went.
We're live, everyone. It's
We're
just
live.
Part of the.
It's just part of the deal.
It's
So
just
what I'm
part
gonna
of the
do is
experience.
I'm gonna take a little bit of this. Oh my God, I can't even wait to eat it. This is so terrible.
A meal so good. You don't need a fork.
You don't even, I'm gonna eat it with my hands. It's gonna be so good. All right. All right. That Parmesan cheese, that oil. I
Look
can't
at
wait.
that.
Isn't that cute?
Look how cute.
Springtime. Okay, ready?
Go for it.
Garlic knot.
I'm ready to see.
Oh, dear heavens.
That looks delicious. Smells delicious.
Guys.
There you have it. I think that says it all.
That garlic on top.
I never thought to do that. That's so much like
So perfect.
so.
And then the coarse sea salt and the pepper and the oregano. And that crispy crunch. So good. Alright. Ready?
Gotta give the pasta sampling.
Mmm.
You can't beat that.
The olive oil. But wait. The true test. Ready? Asparagus.
Asparagus is my favorite vegetable, so watching this is like,
It's
I'm so
perfect.
inspired.
The asparagus is perfect. Oh my god, guys. Make this recipe. It's so super easy. You can find it on freshstartwithjoyce.com. The garlic knots, super easy. You can make your own dough, or you can go ahead and buy it pre-store bought. Pre-bought in the store. It's so good. Alright, so did I even say it wrong again? Pre-made in the store.
We knew what you meant.
And the tomatoes are so good. Make it. It's delicious. All right. Would you like to try some?
Sure.
Okay. You don't want to be on camera? It's okay.
Someone wanted to know if there's anything aside from garlic on top of the knots.
Yes, we have oregano, sea salt, and black pepper. And I'm going to give you a little twist. S&P here.
And just a reminder that if you missed today, you can totally come to Granite Run tomorrow and be able to sample some of this food in person.
Yes, in person. I'm going to...
Oh my god. Oh,
Delicious.
This is to die for.
Is it good?
Oh yeah. It's
Hey!
awesome. Oh my god.
Happy dance! Happy dance!
Not only can you see Chef Joyce, but you should also see the amazing renovations they're doing here at Granite Run.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously we know the whole center is under reconstruction, but they've done an amazing job renovating the Boscovs here. Our second floor is done, first floor is in progress, and it looks awesome. You really
It's
have to see it for
beautiful.
yourself.
The store is absolutely gorgeous. It's well lit. This is the most beautifully lit store I've ever seen.
I agree.
Like, it's just gorgeous. Like,
Please visit
I love
our
it.
cosmetics department and
Okay.
stop by our Estee Lauder counter.
Do you love
And
it?
pamper yourself with a complimentary
See, it's not just me saying it's good.
featuring
We have a live
lashes,
studio audience.
and the new
Thank you.
Daywear eye cream.
You can taste that lemon a
While
little
you're
bit.
here, receive a free
And that
10-day
pasta?
supply of our
Okay, I'm gonna stop
footwear,
eating.
foundations,
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot. We're live. All right.
Mocktail.
Mocktail time, yes.
Do a little mocktail
A little bit
session.
of mocktails. Okay, so I'm excited. This is so easy. It's ridiculous. All right. Hang on one second.
Take your time.
Take my time. Do it right.
Sorry, I kind of wrestled through to find some forks for you.
Oh, thank you.
The hunt for the fork lives on, everybody.
All right.
Sorry, my hands, my fingers. This is good.
Right? It's like, hey, you know it's good when you don't mind eating with your fingers. I'm just saying. All right. I made a total mess.
That's all right. And somebody mentioned too, they were wondering what the orange is for. I'm assuming the orange is for the mocktail.
The mocktail, guys. What? We're gonna tear it up today. Hey, we keep getting fancier and fancier with Facebook Live. Like, I give you good recipes on Foodie Friday, but we really go all out.
And we've had a lot of questions for the recipe for this pasta because, as we've just heard, it's absolutely fantastic.
Ah!
So, would we be able to post this later?
Yeah, we can
You wanna
post it
send us the
later.
stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, we will post it later. How about if we do one of those, like, swipey thingies? Can we do
Yeah,
that? Okay.
we can do a
We can
swipey
do
thing.
a swipey thing where you can, like, see the picture of it. We should take a picture now.
I already did.
Did you?
She
Okay.
snuck in.
Dang, I was, like, in the zone eating.
See, I won't go in front of the camera,
Right,
but
but
I will
she's
kill
like
it
ninja.
behind the camera.
All right. One fresh lime, right? And before I do that, let's roll it.
I never knew that.
No,
I'm
me
learning
neither.
so much.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is this educational?
Yes.
Hey, guess what? It's about to be live right now. Ready? Go ahead.
You can go ahead. You're all
ahead.
good.
Yep, it's fine. We're used to it. We're live. Guys, how fast was that dinner. You can
That
make
was
that.
so fast.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It was under 30 minutes easily.
Yeah. So,
For something delicious. And that looks like it could serve like
yeah.
a decent
Yeah.
amount
Like
of
I
people.
made 6 rolls, right? 6 garlic knots. Easily 6 people. If you wanted to do like a, you know, we're going to make a drink, you could do a nice quick dessert. A delicious dessert for a springtime dish like this to keep it light but yet satisfying would be a sorbet.
Ooh.
You can make a raspberry lemon sorbet.
Oh, I was thinking about your avocado pudding.
Chocolate avocado pudding would be delicious with a little bit of graham cracker crunch on top.
Yeah.
Look at you. Stick around. This is how we get down. Yeah. So see, healthy food doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be bland and tasteless and just a salad every day. Come on, man. Spice it up, baby. All right.
Joyce, I do have a quick question.
Yes, honey.
As a beginner cook,
Yeah.
what is your best tips, advice, that sort of thing? Because I'm trying to teach myself a couple things, and I'm sure there are plenty of people out there who they're with me.
Yeah. So the best thing I can tell you to do is to, this is going to be so cheesy, but I'm just going to tell you what works for me. When I used to try to hurry through with food and try to make it real quick and fast and like sort of throw something together and like there was no feeling behind it. There was no reason for me. I just wanted to cook something, you know, and like get through it. For me, when you cook with love, like when you're cooking with purpose, like anything you do with purpose or a reason behind it is going to put you in a position to produce something amazing, something great in your life, right? So the same thing with cooking. If you want to make a beautiful dish, you want to make something that's delicious and scrumptious, cook it with your heart, right? See it with your eyes, feel it, feel the recipe before you even start chopping anything, before you even turn on the heat. Start feeling the recipe, who it's going to serve. You look, love yourself, right? Even if the dish is just for you, do it with love. Don't cook angry, because angry food is nasty food, okay? Don't cook in a hurry, because hurried food is tasteless food, okay?
And as you just showed us, you don't even need to.
Yeah,
See
it
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
cooking in a hurry. I mean, look how fast you made that.
Yeah, and you just take your time and you feel the recipe. Like if I could say anything to you today, it would be to feel every recipe. You know, don't just like copy out of the cookbook or something. Put your own twist to it. Start to take, you know, the initiative to, you know, put something that, you know, your stamp on it. But that is a great question. And a lot of people are like, cook with love. What is she talking about? Like, trust me, it makes all the difference in the world. So we've squeezed a lemon. We've squeezed a lime in here. We're squeezing oranges in here. We want the fresh juice. You want about 1.5 ounces of fresh juice from your fruits. So about 1.5 ounces from the orange, 1.5 ounces from the lemon, or from the lime, I should say, and just about 1/2 of a lemon because you don't want it to be too bitter, right? You want fresh, yummy juice. And this orange is really giving up a lot of juice. Okay, so this is why I need my apron. All right, so we're going to take, depending on how much you're making, you can take 1/2 cup to a cup of agave nectar, but I would start with 1/2 cup, okay? Because it can get pretty sweet. So we're just going to pour this in here. And I'm eyeballing this because I kind of know. All right. And then we're going to take some sparkling water.
Excuse me.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
Good. We'll take some sparkling water and pour in here.
Look at how fresh that looks.
Right? But wait, look, what does the jar say?
Container even agrees.
Yeah, hey. I like that. Now, if you wanted to get fancy, she's adding a twist, everybody. Take a little bit of your fresh basil.
Oh, look at that.
All right, and you just put that into your drink. How pretty is that? Just for some aroma, right, and some fresh scent, we're gonna put the lid on top of here, and we're just gonna give it a spin. All right.
Look at that.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now let me get a cup. And we'll just take a little swig. Now, if for some reason you didn't want to use agave nectar, you wanted to use a simple syrup, that's perfectly fine. You can go into the website and get a recipe for simple syrup, but you would just take a little bit of sugar and some hot water, cook it down until it becomes a syrup, pour that into your drink, give it a good mix and a stir, and it's the same thing. I like agave. Ready? Salud. I know you guys are like, you made it. Of course you're going to say it's delicious. I promise you, the freshness of the citrus is what makes this drink everything. A little bit of soda, a little sparkling soda. You have the freshness from the orange and the sweetness from that. You have the agave nectar. I would say that was about a quarter cup that I just used. We have the lime, one whole lime and 1/2 of a lemon. It's perfect to go all along with. See, look, we use citrus in the drink. We use citrus in the pasta, right? Then we took the nuttiness from the Parmesan, right, from here, and then we married that to the nuttiness of the cheese inside of the garlic nut. So the flavors go all the way through your meal.
Which
means
that,
what?
Not only can you make that in time for a quick dinner, you can also make your own drink for dinner.
Make your own drink, guys. It's amazing. It's delicious. All of these recipes will be available to you on our website, facebook.com, Instagram, freshstartwithjoyce.com. I want to thank you guys for joining us today. Do we have any more questions for anyone?
No, I think we're good. We have so many comments on how delicious everything looks today. I couldn't agree more. So a couple things just to remember.
Yeah.
One, we're going to make sure we post this recipe for you guys with fancy picture and everything.
So good.
So good.
Yeah.
2, make sure you come out tomorrow to Granite Run.
Yes.
See renovations and how beautiful the store looks now.
Absolutely.
And most importantly, see yours truly, Chef Joyce, from 12 to 3 o'clock.
Yes.
What are we making tomorrow?
Tomorrow, we're making this, but I'm going to have a special dessert, so you want to come by. I was only able to get the drink and the entree and the side, but tomorrow we're going to make a special dessert. I'm just going to say it's going to be a puff pastry with strawberries and a creme sauce.
Oh, count me in. Okay, so if you're in the area, make sure you come out tomorrow to see Joyce. And if you're not in the area, we also have plenty of other stops that Joyce is doing on her tour with Boscov. So you can go to our events tab of our Facebook page to find out more information on those events.
Yes.
And I think right now we only have a few more posted up through the end of April, but more will be coming shortly after that. So always stay tuned. And don't forget to join us always on Foodie Fridays for all of our recipes.
Yes, absolutely. Amy from the side. And, and I'm just like, yes, right, yep, she's totally right. All right, guys, listen, you know, I like to always end with a little positivity, a little note from my heart. I want to thank you so much for joining us here for the Facebook Live events that we've been doing now. I think this is maybe our 4th or 5th one. I'm not sure. But they've been great, and you guys have been leaving great comments. You guys have been telling us what you think about the show, what we can add to it. We try to do it a little bit better each and every time, so your comments really do matter. So even if this is after the show has ended, please leave your comments below. We love to read them. We do take them into consideration. And hey, one of your questions might get answered on a Foodie Friday show, okay? So thank you so much. I love you guys. Listen, it's always important. Remember this. Be healthy. Be happy, because life is good. I'll see you next time.